Next, we want to compute the edge of the spreading and generate a particle network from the edge to have the edge attribute. Before doing that, I would like to cache everything. So we will put down a file cache, and here we will say heap geo and maybe create another folder with the OS. This is the node name actually. And here we say again $OS and the frame number with 4 digits with bgeo.sc. So the node should be initial spreading. So we want to compute 140 frames. We delete the channel and write 140 here. We select load from disk and then save to disk. Now we have a small issue because if we go over frame 140, we have nothing. So again, what we can do is to put down a time shift, lock this to frame 140. So we see the same frame wherever we go, and put down a switch. In the switch, we can put down an expression and we say $F for frame bigger than 140. This means that if the frame is lower than 140, the switch will read from the file cache. If it's higher, it will read from the time shift. So now we have the same point cloud until the end of the animation without actually caching it to the disk. Also, we can put down a null and say out spread. Maybe we need this later. Let's color those to red. This can indicate the file caching. Okay, so now we have left to compute the edge. Of course, there are many ways to do this, but I like to do it with nodes, not writing code or anything else. So we put down a color node, but before that we need to delete the black particles. So we put down a delete node, move it to points, delete by expression, and we say at cd.x smaller than 0.5. And of course, now we deleted the black points again. So we have this color constant of white just to make sure everything is white. Then we can duplicate this and set this to black. And before that, we can put a time shift again. And from the current frame, we can subtract maybe 6 frames. Also, here we need to pay attention about something that happens and can be a big error. So, because we extracted 6 frames, if we go to the first frame, we have nothing here, and we just need to say clamp to first. So right now it's the first frame until it hits frame 6. Okay, and the right side, it's colored in black and the left one is white. So right now we do an attribute transfer again. We set CD and maybe lower the distance threshold. Yeah, I think it needs to be 0 this time. So right now what we did, we computed the edge. Basically, we subtracted this part from the other part. So this is the white one, this is the black one, and we just, made an attribute transfer. And of course, we need to delete again. I use the same node. So right now we have only the edge. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but this is more like a Photoshop approach where you can see the masks and everything. So this is easy to approach for someone that doesn't do any coding or something. Okay, so let's color this and we say compute edge. And now to have an edge attribute, we can use a pop network. This is mainly used for particles, and we just plug the first input. died inside, and here we say all geometry because we want to use the edge to emit particles. And also I think we need to change the life expectancy maybe to 2.6, I think. And now let's see what happens. So as you can see, there are particles emitting from the edge. And right now, if we have a look at the properties, we see we have a lot of attributes such as age, CD, and whatnot. So right now we just need to use the age, just check it out, and we say run from attribute, and here we say age. So as you can see, we have a gradient from black to white. And if we go further, you can see the particles in the end start to die after several seconds. So just to test this out, we can take this color and make it black. So right now we have a ramp, sort of, where we can have it go from black to white to black again. But of course right now we don't need this, it was just for testing. So I would like to cache this out. We take the same node from here and we say particle spreading. And I think this time we should go the whole frame range and say 240. And just to make sure everything works, I will go to the popnet on the first frame and say reset simulation. So right now I save to disk. The caching is done and we can see how the particles are spreading, but now they are also dying. So we have also age. Okay, maybe I need this later, so I would say out spread age. So right now we are done with the spreading effect. As you can see, there are a lot of nodes, but nothing is really complicated. Next up, we will create the primitives from the sphere and transfer the spreading to the primitives that will help us move them the way we want.